My name is Claudia Hammond, and I'm the author of this new book, The Art of Rest. And what I want people to do is to take rest as seriously as they have started taking sleep now. So rest is really important to us, and I was part of a group who conducted what has now become the world's largest survey on rest, and 18,000 people from around the world told us what they thought, and 2/3 of them said that they didn't get enough rest and that they wanted more. And so this book is all about how we can find rest, how can we fit it in when our lives are so busy, and what sorts of activities are restful. And it doesn't have to mean lying on the sofa doing nothing. So 38% of people said that going for a walk is restful. 8% of people told us that running is restful, and that they actually can't slow down their minds until they've exhausted their body or are doing something else with their body. But what I've tried to look for is what is the essence of rest? What can we learn from all of these different activities that people find restful, like having a bath or listening to music, to work out what the essence is? And it seems to be that what we need to do is to have some peace from other people, to give ourselves permission to rest. Lots of people told us that they feel guilty whenever they rest, but it's a really good thing, and it's really good for our well-being. And so we found that the people who didn't want more rest, those lucky thirds of people who didn't, they had well-being levels twice as high as the people who wanted more rest. We know that rest helps us to concentrate. Even a really short break, like a micro break of 2 minutes, means that more than an hour later people can still concentrate better. So we need to give ourselves permission to rest and say that it's a good thing now. I now prescribe myself 15 minutes of rest every day. I have lots more rest than that altogether, but for 15 minutes I do some gardening, because that is my favourite restful activity, and I deadhead the flowers and just start to feel that much better. And I give myself permission to do that even when I should be working, because I think that's good for my mental health. So I count down the top 10 restful activities in the book, chart style, from 10 down to number 1. And number 1 is reading, which is interesting because we were slightly surprised by that, because reading does involve some effort. But I look into all the research on reading and what is so special about reading a book. And it's that it distracts you, it takes you into another world, it lets you go into another world, but at the same time reflect on your own life as well. And in the experiments that have been done on it, it's just as restful as, say, something like yoga or Tai Chi. There's an Australian experiment where they get people for an hour to either do some really hard maths, where they keep reminding them that their time has nearly run out, or for an hour they have to watch films about people suffering unpleasant, horrible things in their lives. And then afterwards they have a rest, and they either rest by reading or by doing Tai Chi, and they look to see which helps to bring down their cortisol levels, that stress hormone, and which helps them feel most relaxed. And it is either of them. So reading a book is just as relaxing as things like Tai Chi and yoga. And so reading a book on rest is even more restful.